Scoodly doodly doo, it's time for another Welch review.
That's some wild stuff.
Hello, everybody. Today on the Welch review, we're going to be talking.
I am Ripper, Terror, Slasher, Gouger. I am the teeth in the darkness, the talons in the night. Mine is strength and lust and power. I am Beowulf.
All right, Beowulf, keep your lust over there. So we're talking about Beowulf, which was a CG movie that came out like a real long time ago.
Like 2007 or 8?
Yeah, something like that. But when I saw it, I was like, damn, that looks so real. And now when I watch it, I'm like, dang, that still looks pretty good, but it don't look real.
Yeah, now it kind of looks like Minecraft.
No, it doesn't.
I don't know, that's what I thought when
Have you ever played Minecraft?
Not in a hot minute, man.
Minecraft is like literally block people.
Oh, okay. So never mind. Robert Zemeckis did a good job in comparison to that. But in Beowulf, right, you have Ray Winstone as the titled character Beowulf. You have Anthony Hopkins as Hrothgar.
Hrothgar.
You have Angelina Jolie as Grendel's mother.
Yeah.
Crispin Glover as Grendel. John Malkovich as Unferth. Robin Wright as Weathlow, and Brendan Gleeson as Wiglaf.
Wiglaf's the man.
Yeah. And it was written by Neil Gaiman and Roger Avery. And Neil Gaiman made the Sandman movies and American Gods, and Roger Avery co-wrote Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
And it's based on the epic poem Beowulf, who no one knows who it's by. It's literally, he's just called the Beowulf author. That's the guy.
Really?
Yeah, no one knows what his name is. And it was directed, like I said, by Robert Zemeckis. So anyway, Sam, give us,
So the brief rundown is you got a land full of geets. Bunch of weak-ass punk geets.
No.
Oh.
The Geats are Beowulf
Wait, which
people.
one are they?
The Geats are
No,
Beowulf.
I know who the geets are now.
They're like in, they're Danish.
Yeah, well, duh, but what are they?
I don't know.
Pause.
They're Norse? They're some sort of, Atlantic Viking people, and their king is Hrothgar,
Geets.
played by Anthony Hopkins. Right? Now, the problem Hrothgar is facing, one, his wife won't give him a son because she won't sleep with him because he cheated on her, and we'll get back to that. But the other big to-do, right, his land, right, is plagued by this monster known as Grendel. Now, Grendel is something called a draugr, which is like if a troll and an, I don't want to say elf, but like a troll and an elf or giant, fornicated, that's what he would be. He's like a zombie dwarf elf, right? He's all ugly and covered in slime and scabby looking. I thought personally they could have made the monster a bit cooler looking instead of just like a dirty giant zombie looking dude. So anyway, Grendel has this affliction with his hearing. If it gets too loud, he throws a tantrum and decides to bite people's faces off.
Yeah, and he just murders people.
Right.
That's what I do when I have headaches.
So that, yes, he's a headache. And so he kicks open the meat hall and just was like, oh, and then bites people.
Might be a little mean.
But that's what Grendel... Alright, never mind.
That is what Grendel sounds like, you're right. So yeah, Grendel, not exactly a well-formed being.
No, nor is it it was a bad creature design. They could have done something cooler looking.
Yeah, he was ugly as sin, but I think that was the point.
You're right. Okay, I could argue all day that the creature design could be better.
Yeah,
but anyway,
it could be better.
So that's the problem Hrothgar's facing. So there is now no celebrating in his kingdom, right? It's forbidden because people just keep dying because they make too much noise, and he's not about that.
Yeah, you make too much noise, Grendel comes to house, eats mother. You do not want Grendel to eat mama, do you? No, shut the hell up.
And that is what they tell their children when they're not listening.
Exactly.
So Grendel comes to town, really knows how to ruin a good time.
Yep.
And then,
Ethan. No, that's not Ethan.
Yeah, I mean, it might as well have been.
Yeah, you're right.
But anyway,
so Grendel ruins a good time. He keeps ruining good time so much that this monster slayer...
Tales of how bad he ruins the Times Reach.
Yeah, the Geats, and this lovely Geat man with his flowing blonde Geat hair and his band of merry Geats shows up on a Geat ship. And then they go down to fight the Dutch. Well, not the Dutch. To fight for the Dutch, the Danish. Well, no, the Dutch.
To fight for Hrothgar.
Yeah, to fight for Hrothgar. Not now, woman. We're filming. Okay, tell me later. All right, so there's garlic bread. But anyway, so Beowulf comes to fight for him, right? To murder this Grendel who has been haunting his lands. And Beowulf is, if you've ever met a Chad, multiply him by 12, and you got Beowulf. Beowulf hypes. He is his own hype man. Even though he doesn't need to be. He has other hype men. He has a whole boat full of hype men, and instead he decides that he's going to do it himself.
They all huff his paint with him, which in turn gives him more power.
Yeah, it would be like it would be like if somebody blew smoke in your face, but instead you inhaled it and then breathed it back into their mouth, and they were about it. That's what happens with Beowulf.
The other thing with Beowulf, he does have a reputation of being a monster hunter.
I was gonna
sorry, go ahead. So I'll stop right there.
He's a monster hunter, and not only is he a monster hunter, but he frequently embellishes on how many monsters he's actually slain. Like, one time he was talking about how he killed, 11 sea monsters. And then one of his friends is like, last time he said there were 3. So, he's not afraid to build himself up for no apparent reason. Most people haven't killed 1 sea monster. So anyways, they get there. Beowulf's open up the hall. We're gonna sleep here and make noise tonight. That way Grendel shows up, okay? Okay. So, he does that plan. Grendel shows up, smashes Grendel's arm off in the door.
Naked.
And my favorite part about the scene is that constantly it's just like wang shots, but they come up with different things to cover up the genitalia. That way they can still make it PG-13. So there's candlesticks and swords strategically placed all over.
They didn't want anyone watching to feel emasculated by looking at Beowulf's wang. So
exactly.
It all works out.
So murders Grendel, and then the king is that. That's Hrothgar.
So Hrothgar the king then bestows upon Beowulf.
No, not yet. The golden horn.
Yes.
Yeah, he gives him the golden horn, and then what does he do with that? What's his next mission?
The point, the golden horn is Beowulf's all like, I killed your monster. And then he's like, oh, well, now you must kill Grendel's mother. And he's like, show me this wicked she-beast. And then Beowulf's like, I will kill it. And then Hrothgar's all like, yeah, okay, man, you do that. You can be king.
Yeah, I'll let you be important.
Yeah. Stroke your ego a little more. So then, now mind you, most of his men were killed in the battle, so it's just him and the mighty Wiglaf.
Mighty Wiglaf. I love Wiglaf.
So they go to this crack in the wall, and that's literally what it is. They go to this cave, which is a crack in the wall. Everyone knows, man, you go in the crack, you don't come back.
And that, my friends, is how babies are made. Or it will be, because Beowulf is like, I could kill this monster, but it kind of looks like Angelina Jolie, so I'm gonna bang it instead. That's my plan. I'm gonna impregnate this monster with my monster slaying sword. She'll never haunt anybody again after
So Beowulf hooks up with this nasty she-beast who's actually a drop-dead gorgeous golden naked Angelina Jolie. And she's like, be with me, give me son, and I give you fame. And he's like, bet, I was already ahead of you when I seen you come out the water. So that's cool. So, while he's in the midst of making sweet love, he drops the dragon horn.
Oh, well, that was part of the deal. You give me the horn.
Oh, right.
And until it returns to you, you will basically never lose a battle.
Yep.
You'll become incredibly wealthy. and your kingdom will flourish. But keep going.
So that was the trade for the dragon horn, right? So as long as it's in her possession, Beowulf gets all of that good stuff Sam just dropped. So that's cool. So then Beowulf is like, sweet, I can hook up with you, call it a day. Well, he never goes back to see her. And typically, people don't like that if you've been with them.
Can we make a quick aside? The mighty Wiglaf, who went with him to the crack in the wall, is like, hey man, you mind if I wait outside? And Beowulf's like, yeah man, I wasn't expecting you to come in.
Wiglaf's like, good. Cool. Keep going. So then the problem becomes, so this whole secret affair between him and Grendel's mom stays between Beowulf and himself. So he's like, yep, I killed the vicious sea devil, that ugly, like, trumpet, whatever I'm trying to say. That ugly strumpet. And then Hrothgar's like, oh, bro, you and I both know she's no ugly strumpet. Like, bro, are you, like, for real?
Like, damn, she fine.
And Hrothgar's like, yep, you done messed up, Beowulf, but guess what? In my will, you're now king. And then you know what he does? He takes a face dive off of a cliff and kills himself.
Yeah, for some reason, not only are they in a castle, but that castle overlooks a cliff, and the balcony literally comes off the side of the cliff, and it's just like a 70, 80 foot drop to the ground. On the seaside, though, so it's a beautiful scene.
Yeah, so he died looking at a good view.
Yeah, and then he just kind of turns into water and disappears.
Yeah, he evaporates. Like Odin should. So that's cool. So he's now king of the Danes, right? It's his kingdom. And so he, picked up the king's wife. What's her name? Weathlo, right? So he's now with Weathlo. They still don't have kids. Now, Beowulf's now older, right? And like this, I feel like
that we have a time skip.
There's a time skip. It would have been interesting to see more of that in between when he's first crowned the new king to up until when he's old. Like that in between time, I think would have been really cool. So I wish they did more there. However, then comes to play the castle. His kingdom is now under attack, right? The dragon mead horn comes back to the kingdom.
Okay, so not only does the dragon mead horn that he gave to Grendel's mom come back, it comes back from this dude who's established as like the biggest weasel in the plot, Unferth, who has now become like a crazy Jesus addict, who for some reason, because this is what Jesus preached, has slaves and beats them viciously all the time. He's like, oh, my slave found this horn in an area I told him not to go, so I beat him and took the horn, and now I will return it to you. Aren't you happy? And Beowulf's like, aw, fuck.
And that aw, fuck brings us to this dragon that is terrorizing the countryside.
Yeah.
Now, this is a big spoiler.
No, what? No, why don't we just leave him here?
Alright, we'll leave you here.
Yeah.
With the possibility of what that could be.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen it, this is where you should pick up and watch it to find out how it all comes together. But anyway, you've heard some of my thoughts. I wish they did more in between him being crowned king and to when he's old and king. I want to know what happens more in that in between.
Yeah, I honestly think it's fine the way that they did it because it shows Beowulf's two biggest conflicts in his life. It's probably also what they had the most source material for. And while they probably definitely went off script for like most of the fight scenes and some of the script, right?
Yeah.
I think that it's good that they kept it in stuff that was grounded in the original story. Something that I liked in the film is how everybody talked like, oh God, what's his name? Oh, mighty Wiglaf. How are you today? I am great, Beowulf. You are so beautiful, man. You know what I mean? Like, they all sounded like marbly and hard, like 100% of the time. He'd be like, peasant girl, bring me some mead. You know, like, it was just, they really sold the overly dramatic, takes themselves way too seriously,
macho man.
Super machismo character. Like, Beowulf shouts his name at least 74 times throughout the film. I don't even know, like...
But it's never dull. Like,
It's
not
no.
one time you're like, oh god, he's gonna do it. You're like, do it again, come on.
Yeah, you're like, oh, Beowulf just got hard shouting his name again, and it's starting to work on me!
Quick side story, when we saw the movie, at the time we had a stepbrother, he's not dead, but we had a stepbrother.
We just don't have a stepbrother anymore.
And he shouted, he was Beowulf, then turned around and hit a sign.
Yeah, he smashed right into a pole. It was amazing.
It was amazing. So anyway, so like, what were some things you thought, like, so you didn't mind how they did it because you thought it was grounded in the material,
Yeah.
but what were some things you thought, like, I don't know about this?
I don't know about this moments. I don't know if I had a lot of those. To be honest, I kind of just enjoy the film. Not necessarily because it's like a revolutionary film, but what it does well is it shows that all heroes are flawed, right?
Yeah.
Regardless of how great you think somebody is, they are tragically flawed. And Beowulf does this well by saying, like, don't remember me as the hero or the king that I am, that I was. Remember me as the man that I am. You know, or that's not an exact quote, but you know, pretty much that exact point. Like, don't commemorate me as this great hero. He's talking to his wife. He's like, remember me for how flawed I was. Remember me for the human that I am, not some great made-up fairy tale hero.
Yeah.
And this is in his old age, right before he's about to, like, sally out to, like, you know, the fight that he knows is basically...
His end.
Yeah, his end. So that is a bit of a spoiler. But,
well, I mean, if they've read the story...
That's
you
true.
know, they know.
yeah, so I think that the movie does a good job in being an over-the-top hero story, but also constantly showing a light on how flawed and morally conflicted the hero is, and just how they know. Like, even though they tell themselves every 5 seconds that they're the best, they're awesome, they're amazing, they know that they kind of suck. You know, they're still just human.
Right.
And I think that that's a really good way to ground yourself. And even after Beowulf comes to that conclusion, like, you know, remember me for the man that I am, he still shouts, I am Beowulf at the end. So, you know, like, he's still huffing his own paint, but in the back of his mind, he's like, you know, I'm not this great person. And I've wronged you and everybody around us. And on some level, he kind of hates himself. And I think I think it's very humanizing. So I think that they take bigger than life characters and they humanize them, and I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, man, I don't think I can add to anything. That was beautifully said.
Oh, thank you.
Right, heroes are flawed.
Yeah.
You know, like Sam said, and this is a really well done film. The animation might not you know, hold up to what they're capable of today, but at the time it was cutting edge, and it is still really good. Like,
Yeah.
you're not like, oh, this is crap. You're like, oh, cool, man, Beowulf's on.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's just a good flick. You know, if you're into like epic heroes, it's totally worth your time. Ray Winstone does a great job voicing Beowulf. Anthony Hopkins is great in everything.
Yeah.
It's really just all around, the cast did a great job.
The only thing that I will say is you will get annoyed a little bit by just like the sheer manliness of the film. Like, the machismo levels are high. They're fun when they're gimmicky, and like, they're maybe not gimmicky, but sometimes they're fun. Like him shouting his name, that's fun. Like, it's enjoyable. But there's other times where he's just like getting naked in front of a woman for no reason, and it's just like, listen, you ever did that in real life, you're going to jail. Like, that don't work. That strat doesn't pan out.
You can't be the naked man all the time.
Can't be the naked man for no reason. So, yeah, like, there's just like some underlying tones that are very grounded in like super masculinity and just thinking that like nothing can affect you. But that is kind of who the character of Beowulf is, right? That is how he thinks. But some of that will definitely get under your skin if that if you notice it, and you will notice it.
Yes.
But otherwise, great film. I like it a lot.
You know, definitely pick it up. Again, I would encourage the director's cut is not that it's better, but it just includes more footage. It allows for some more things that the PG-13 version didn't include in it, but it's definitely worth your time, and we'll see you next time.
This has been the Welch Review.